I know it's in a plastic bottle, and that's not the best thing, but it's still water, which is good. That's why I can get away with what I do. I have I'm that person that has between 8 to 10 glasses of water per day, like full glasses. I actually do that. I have a glass when I first wake up in the morning. I have a glass on the way to work, or, a bottle of seltzer water. And then I have coffee, which is mostly water, and caffeine, and some brown stuff. And then I definitely have another full water before lunch, definitely one or two during and after lunch. And then I have a glass of water on the way home, and then I have a glass of water when I get home. It's not because I'm like, I have to drink water. It's because I drink a lot of water. That's why I can drink so much stupid mini wines and look like pretty young. I think that has to do with the filtering process, and plus my digestion, and obviously my urinary tract system is operating, knock on wood, in tippy top shape. So let's get right into it, shall we? With two watching, we have Indiana Jones and Ben Cult 45. What up? Hey yo, and how ya be? Number one, I've decided to try to craft an intro to my show. Just like he calls me his mentor, Blackie Alec Whittier is my mentor at this point. His show is awesome. I go there every day. I get to hear music that I want to hear that I can't even find on the internet. He gets around the copyrights and he plays it, and plus we all get to chat. It's a great way to spend time watching. Thank you very much. Yeah, Indiana Jones drinks a lot of bottled water daily. Whenever I can, because I am paranoid about the bisphenol A in the plastic in the water bottles, which is a part of their agenda as well. So whenever I can drink it out of glass, I can. Or even a mug. But sometimes you have no choice but plastic. So here's my intro I've come up with. Hi guys, welcome to JB Rants. I'm 35 years old as of this May 2020. What? I already fucked it up. As of this May 2019. I've followed conspiracies since age 19, about 6 months after September 11th, 2001. I do not trust, and this is what I am going to be calling my habitual do not trust list. I do not trust any media corporation, even Fox. I do not trust the healthcare system in any capacity. I do not trust the education system, which, in my opinion, is the stupefaction system of selling ignorance as knowledge and talking points as fact. I do not care about skin color or sexual orientation. That has nothing to do with my message. You can be whoever you want to be. You're born how you're born. But you're not allowed to be stupid around me. Okay. And then I wrote something, I'm not going to repeat that. I said, unless it's pedophiles. Of course, unless it's pedophiles. Get the fuck. Go. And finally, we must expose September 11th and the Sandy Hook fake in order for us to understand. It fell on the floor. In order for us to understand fully what is going on, not only in the divided states of America, but also worldwide. Stock market went crazy today, dropped 1,000 points. Not good. Came back up. Okay. There's going to be hiccups, especially with all these world events. Everyone is following coronavirus as you should be following coronavirus and taking basic precautions. I've been taking basic precautions. When I go, because I have to do deliveries for the laboratory sometimes, and I'm just saying, this is just what I'm doing. Simple things. I'll take my jacket sleeve and I'll open the door with that. It's like, whatever. I'm not out there buying, 72 pounds of chamomile tea and salves and organic honey and lemon zest and all kinds of witch hazel to put together. I'm not doing any of that stuff. I don't even have any alcohol hand wipes. I find that they dry out the skin really bad and they only protect, I think, for 90 seconds until it evaporates. I think I've read that. The biggest waste of resource versus time usage, aside from and I'm not trying to be stand-up comedian, JB, but like these thoughts are coming naturally. The three biggest wastes of products, and we have to do it this way, obviously, but are toilet paper, because it's like it was a tree and then you know, lipstick, because you put it on and then you either kiss it off on your man. Oh, I'm sorry. Are women still allowed to date men? Did I just make a non-binary trans offensive nuclear assault right there by saying lipstick when you kiss your man? Oh my God. Oh my God. I must appear before the altar of Moloch and apologize. I have to sacrifice at least 4 or 5 goats just to undo the fact that I said that women wear lipstick and kiss men. I am so sorry, Moloch, because women don't like men and men don't like women. It's all just who you decide the gender is, isn't it? I'm being weird. And point number 3, or last on the list, I should say. We must expose September 11th and Sandy Fake. I don't even call it Sandy Hook anymore. I call it Sandy Fake. Wrote it on my fucking notes. Come on, camera. Oh, maybe that's the camera self-censoring itself, because you know how they have those smart cameras that, sure, they'll show my face for facial recognition, but they won't show the writing I was just trying to... Oh, there it is. Okay. We must expose 9/11 and Sandy Fake. It's not Sandy Hook. No one died at Sandy Hook. It was a movie. It was a movie. If anyone in this audience, I don't care if it's in the chat, if you... I've been ignoring the chat. I'm a dick. I apologize. Indiana Jones Ben cult. Not sensing a thing. Not sensing a thing says, if you're 34 now, how were you 19 in 2001? Well, I don't know. I was born... Maybe I said something wrong. I was born in 1984. So that's my age. Maybe I fucked up something. Shit happens, dude. It's live internet. Yeah, so I don't know what just happened there. Anyway. Oh, it's Jason from the vape shop. Fucking A. Dude, this guy's fucking with me right now. He's super cool. I'm actually enjoying one of your cartridges right now. And you came in at a time where I haven't even really kicked up the topics that we're going to dive into. I just write them on random pieces of paper that I find. Because I get so angry, it's like, Hold on, I'm just trying to make you a moderator so I remember who you are. But you've told me your name, and that's a great name. I've already told you that. Not sensing a thing. That's a fucking awesome YouTube name. All right, my only choices are to block you or to put you in timeout, so I'm not going to click that. In fact, you're a superstar. You're on screen. Ready? Boom. All right, so let's get into it, folks, because there is only so much time. I mean, believe it or not, I don't care if you're a Christian. I don't care what religion you are, if you believe in a higher power, things are spiraling to a degree right now that I've never seen. And I'm at the point in life where I'm kind of really good at noticing things. So, am I too aware and noticing things that most would overlook? Or am I just aware enough and noticing things that should be of massive concern, especially globally, especially coronavirus, especially globally, especially coronavirus, especially globe? Or is it just a fear tactic? Is it a repeat, news repeater, news repeater, news repeater? Osama bin Laden did September 11th, 2001. Osama bin Laden did September 11th, 2001. News reports about Osama bin Laden. News reports this morning breaking of Osama bin Laden. News reports in this jurisdiction that say Osama bin Laden. News report, and then fucking Chinese and Russian and everything, and the internet just going, because the internet was fucking exploding right at that point, which I'm glad it did, because if it didn't, we would still think that Tim Osman, the CIA asset, aka Osama bin Laden, who died of kidney failure in a CIA-controlled hospital in Pakistan in December of the year 2000, was sitting in a cave like a Sega game with the joysticks, steering planes into our tallest skyscrapers, which fell into total dustification, and the building next to it fell into total dustification, into dust, because things hit it. Has anyone ever seen someone, like maybe a strong uncle? I don't want to be sexist. Maybe a strong auntie or one of your two aunties. You remember that? No, you have two aunties. You remember that? I never had that, but I had a lot of friends. Yeah, I have two aunties. Who cares? Remember seeing like a strong uncle or maybe an older brother or something, or maybe even yourself, like just, and it could be men, could be women, just you've been working out, you've gotten muscles, and someone asks you to break some bricks, or maybe you just want to smash a cinder block just to see if you can do it, or whatever, break a piece of wood, show of strength. You know what I mean? That shit's awesome. I used to always love doing that kind of stuff, because you expel an immense amount of energy, and you're also like teaching yourself, like, wow, you have destructive power, kind of thing, constructive power, because more often than not, unless you're reconstructing houses or things like that, wow, I'm all over the place tonight. Whew. Okay. Because it's not always new buildings. Sometimes you're doing reconstruction, kind of thing. I think we need to reconstruct society quickly in a way that's actually kind of like the opposite of what Bernie Sanders is proposing. I think success is good. I think there should be billionaires, because I want to be a billionaire, at least a millionaire. And I know that I don't want to sound like a parrot repeater of all the other quote unquote conservative talk show, YouTube live streams, or even pre recorded stuff and radio shows that have highlighted the fact that they keep doing this, because on our side, we do the same thing. I do the same thing. Repetition, as I said at the onset of this video. Repeat, 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 repeat the points you want to get across. It's very effective. It's a little evil, but it's very effective, and it's kind of natural. For example, saying I love you enough to your child over and over and over again, it's a good thing. Too much, you could turn them into a narcissist, but balance in everything, just like salt and pepper. I sound like Tom Shalhoub on the Greg Gutfeld show. Hi, Vic E. I just saw you up there at the top of the chat. Indiana Jones, still hanging with us. Vicky agreed with me on something. Me too, JB. Oh, good. Oh, I missed a lot of. I'm usually not shitty with the chat. My bad. I let it really go. Sacrifice hemorrhoids. We'll start there. My friend from the smoke shop. I'm just gonna call him No, the name is too good. I'm just gonna call him Nonsense in the Thing. So we got Nonsense in the Thing, Bandit, Indiana Jones, Vic E. Hit that like, peeps. You don't have to. I don't care. Even you can hit the dislike. It's, notoriety is notoriety. Indiana Jones says, ah. Vicky says, band, hiya, bandit. 6. Howdy back at you, Indiana Jones, Vic E. Smile faces all around. See, I'm such a creepy conspiracy theorist, like Republican, white nationalist, racist terrorist, that I have all these like nice people, mostly women, in my live chat, which is a live chat about nothing. It's a live chat about me ranting at the internet. I'm so bad. Jesus, you know. Souse and lyric, very nice. So here's what I can tell you is that I definitely enjoy this vaporizer product much more than I do combustible tobacco because it actually becomes a little more personal. So therefore, you don't have to go somewhere and like I got to get my. I've only got 5 minutes, and trust me, we're gonna do conspiracies and politics, but I have to do a vape rant real quick. It's like you're not, and I'm in a job situation now where I'm kind of like running the place, so I can even smoke inside there. It doesn't matter. Um, but you know the feeling. It's like going outside. You need at least 5 minutes to get that smoke in. With a vape, you can just, and then it's gone, and you get your little nicotine, and it's just, and it tastes good, and it's fun, and it looks cool. I don't care if anyone's gonna try to remember those monkey, the pack of cigarettes commercials back in the 1990s for all you fucking after millennials. You know, the monkey going like this and he's trying to hit on the girl, but he looks like a monkey because he's, you know, packing his smokes. You people wanted, you fucking CIA, underground, you know, deep state, totally top secret, third level, fourth level, undisclosed level, military laboratories that invented all the cancers. You know, you push smoking through social media. So don't give me that crap when I was growing up. I knew it was weird back then. So it's kind of funny. But with all that being said, let's take some questions and comments, and we're going to see where we're going to go forward from this point. I know, Indiana Jones. That's why I have an audience. I would know if I didn't have an audience. But I'm going to have to wait for some more comments to come in. How do I say this? How do I articulate it? I don't understand how Bernard Sanders. Hi, Vicky. Not sensing the thing. I'll get to you after this because I watched the entire thing on replay. We have all these Democrats, okay? We're gonna have to go. Some of my audience, sometimes I have to take you a little bit with me into realms that you're not comfortable with. Not all the way. Not all the way. I'm just dipping your internet feet in some relatively cold water. You're not going to want to hear things like this. But from my research, all cancer was created and is used as a specific People don't want to hear things like this. But from my research, okay, I'm 35. I've been doing this stuff since I was 19. I know a couple things. Cancer is created. That was their long-term solution to population decline, or at least capping population growth. When they come out with things like coronavirus, their technology is so precise. These things are not released, whether they're made in a laboratory or whether they're discovered in the wild and then secured in a laboratory. Doesn't matter. It's still in a laboratory. So people want to argue. I see a lot of folks who think like me, who are, 9/11 types and Sandy Hook types and stuff like that. They're arguing, well, no, it was harnessed, from a biolab that created it as a weapon. Well, no, a couple people came in sick and then they discovered a new virus and they harnessed it to use as a weapon. What, why are these people arguing with each other? The point is that there's a very, very dangerous thing that's become a weapon, regardless. And that's what we need to be concerned about, in my humble opinion. No. Leave him. Maddie C. We're talking about the potentiality of these very serious diseases. And you come into this chat with the following. Let's put it on screen. Imagine how ugly Melania, misspelled by the way, Trump is without makeup. I'm doing a heart-to-heart with my small audience about the real potentiality and scariness surrounding what might be a pandemic plague affecting the entire world. You come into my chat and say, imagine how ugly misspelled Melania Trump is without makeup. You are fucking retarded. And you're also welcome in the chat. It's no different than the new virus or any virus's Indiana Jones. Vicky made a face. Bandit says, still better looking than any Democrat alive. I'm sure the Democrats are alive, to be honest with you. No, I'm not putting anyone on blast. I don't care. Maddie C is beautiful and doesn't wear any makeup. Cool. All right. Very physically attractive person. I think that stuff's great. Melania is obviously insecure. Why are you spending your personal energy coming on to some random dude's like fucking YouTube chat to talk about the First Lady of the United States? Do you sit around? What are you doing? I mean, you're probably a very interesting person. That I can tell you right now. Unless the objective of the action is to derail my show, which I guess you're enjoying that little bit of celebrity right now, but that's okay. I'm fine with it. You are probably a fat old man, Maddie. Okay, anyway. I have a lot of free time since I left my husband. Cool. Maddie C, do you like the ah, damn it. Nope, dismiss. Maddie C, do you like the President of the United States at all? How would you rate his first term in office? President number 45, the golden orange monster. Just curious, along with my audience. And I've been noticing recently this other crazy trend. It's like they're going in definite cycles. Like for a month, they'll do water. They love it. They're trying to make it biblical in a way. This is just my analysis. Damn it. Shut up. This is just my analysis. Like they'll cover floods and monsoons and landslides and shit for like 2-3 weeks straight, like wall to wall, like horrible. And then the next month it's fire. It's like, wildfires everywhere, and they can't, and they're showing the helicopters trying to get the drop buckets in the river and try to put out the fire with flame retardants and stuff like that. And then they show like the pestilence, the locusts overseas, like for 2-3 months, like wall to wall to wall to wall, day to day. If you're paying attention, it's like they're throwing us the four horsemen of the apocalypse in the news in sequential order with detail and precision. It's kind of weird. I'm just saying it's weird, but that's just me. Maddie C does not like the president. That's okay. Vicky says, yep. Maddie C says, he's a national embarrassment. I completely disagree with that. In fact, actually, opposite. Vicky says, LOL banned. Granny Goose has joined us. What up, Granny Goose? Had jury duty today. Oh, I'm so sorry. After lunch, someone fell asleep and snored out loud. Everyone, yeah. Well, yeah, it's jury duty. Bandit, good day, Granny. Indiana Jones. What's up, Maddie? You need therapy. Did you leave husband or he you? Vicky says, rapture happens before apocalypse, correct? I'm trying not to make definitive statements on the rapture. I'm just saying, with what is said, 3 out of 4 have come to pass in the last 6 months. That's all I'm saying. Not sensing. Day of reckoning is imminent. Granny Goose. Trump's so bad, he filled a soccer stadium in India over 100, and it was actually, I'm going to correct your numbers because I'm a fucking nerd. Granny Goose. Trump's so bad, he filled a soccer stadium in India over 125,000, with many outside. So I guess Russia hacked India. Damn, I guess Russia hacked India. Those fucking Russians. They're just in everything. Damn it. I know, right, Granny? Indiana Jones. Be nice if you want to be here. If not, go find another place to hang out. We can accept you, but keep being negative and you're out of here. Well, yeah. Don't, my only principle on my uh is this even a show? I think it's just kind of like a live diary at this point. Maybe I should change that name. Live diary. But the interaction is something you cannot get with a diary. A diary is completely one-sided, writing down one's own thoughts. In a venue such as this, it's actually an exchange of ideas. But there just happens to be like a host figure. So I like it. Agreed, Jones, says Vicky. Indiana Jones. Maddie, who would you vote for? Not sensing anything. Trump walks tall and carries a big dick. It's true. And a baseball bat and a Rudy Giuliani and titanium balls and a supermodel wife. These satanic filth are just, they're like, no. When they see the success of someone who is like, because they actually have a view of being too successful, that's how they look at us. They're like, well, we're the demons in charge. We know we're not human. We know we're not as attractive as them. We know we have egg-shaped penises and fucking pointy ears and all, to steal terminology from McAllister TV, deplorable McAllister. You know, we know we look like Chuck Schumer and you know, like sounds like they have 17 pounds of chewing tobacco in the back of their tonsils, even though they don't. They just like have deformed everything. They don't look right. That's how demons are. And so they somehow get into government, maybe through rituals, you know, a lot of black candles and a lot of certain kind of trees and oh, that neighborhood cat, yeah, let's just spill the blood and 2 weeks later you're a senator or the speaker of the house. Something like that. I'm not saying that's what happens, but it's close. And we need to be considering these things as relatively awake citizens. Okay? These things happen. Here's what's fucked up. What I just told you right there is one, you know, you bite your fingernails, or at least I do. I don't clip my fingernails ever, I bite them. So when they get too long, I bite off a little, and when it comes off, hopefully I don't get a hangnail. What I've given to you in terms of how bad it is from my research, in terms of what's really going on in government and why all this bullshit is manifesting in the media for all of us to see, with all this impeachment and all this chicanery, which is the lightest word I could possibly use to harness what's actually happening right now. If you folks knew what I know, and I'm not saying this from a point of arrogance, I'm saying this from a point of concern. If you knew how bad it really is, like I know, a lot of folks wouldn't be doing so well. Let's just put it that way. Now, is there hope? Yes, there is. We have a president that wanted to put a stop in the drain of what they're attempting to do to Western society. The deep state, as we affectionately call them. Oh, wow, I have an audience here. Holy shit. I'm sorry, guys. I just got kind of pissed off quickly and a little deep, a little too deep, a little too quick. Even from, I'm not saying you guys can handle it, but even from me. Maddie C says, I like Mayor Pete. I think Mayor Pete is a good human being. I just don't want him to be president. I just can't trust any Democrat to be president, or even Republican for that matter. I can only trust, at this point, Donald Trump. I wouldn't even trust Mike Pence. I would take Tulsi Gabbard over Mike Pence in a second if it came down to it. I really would. I really would, because I look at what's weird about in like marriages and friendships and stuff, and I've been like a popular person, I've been a total loner, I'm kind of somewhere in between right now. I've been like in all, so I've dealt with the big boys in the music industry, and I've dealt with drug addicts on the street. Like I kind of know what people are, and when I look at a lot of these Democrats, it's like they don't even want to be doing what they're doing. Elizabeth Tulsi Gabbard definitely wants to be president of the United States. Joe Biden does not at all. He's just out there like, I'm supposed to be here. Yeah, but it's really really weird to watch, and it's kind of awkward. I think Mayor Pete Booty fucking gay guy. Let's be honest. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Could be a fantastic president, other than basically all Democrats included are essentially socialists, which is not good in the capitalist hub of the world. So I don't see him winning. I could see him being a contender. Klobuchar, no. Yang dropped out. All these names. She was fun. Who was that cute one that like I probably could have dated, I think? Who believed in like the nature spirits and stuff? Like, no, because can I talk? Williamson, Marianne Williamson. She could have been my girlfriend, I swear to God. 20 years ago. Not today, but like 20 years ago. I have not been reading the chat. Magic Mirror Mystery School Live. What up? Modern slaves are in debt, not chains. Correct. But it's not modern. It's been going on for thousands of years. Maddie C. Almost every first world country is socialist. That's debatable. It's a great point, Maddie C., but it's also very, very debatable. And I'm willing to, I have about, I don't know, 15 minutes of energy left in me. Socialism will take all to be wealthy. Do you have children? Says Indiana Jones. Ben called 45. Name these countries. Indiana Jones. Not true. Okay? Please, Ben, excuse me, not Ben called 45. Bandit 6. Please name all of the countries that are first world socialists. MMM School Live. American military plunged future generations into an unimaginable debt. Correct. It's a debt that can't even be written off. How does any, just to Magic Mirror's point, how do you pay off a debt that's greater than the amount of money available to pay it off? So at a certain point, that was the train going by again. Magic Mirror Mystery School, American military plunged future generations into an unimaginable debt. I just covered that. Maddie C., Denmark, Norway, Sweden, etc. Magic Mirror Mystery School and nuclear is now obsolete to bio, meaning bioweapons, biotechnology, biological, virulent, horrible, horrible things which we might be in the face of dealing with right now. Ben Cult 45, not socialist. Granny Goose. Maddie, you might want to talk to the people of Venezuela. You might change your mind. Maddie C. Nobody starves in Cuba or China. They take care of their people. Bandit 6G, those countries went back to capitalism when they began failing to provide for their people with the socialist ideas. Indiana Jones, I have friends from those countries, Maddie. They were miserable. If you ever want to chat, get in touch with me. Indiana John, wow, not true, Maddie. Ben Cult. Those countries have never. I do 9/11, I do Sandy Hook, so I'm not really jumping into the socialism, capitalism, not really injecting my opinions other than, I mean, maybe I can perhaps I can inject just a simple thought that I understand there's a need for roads. I don't know if anyone's ever thought about this on my chat before. I realize, public works, police, roads, bridges, this and that. How about this? I've thought this in the past. I've never said it on my show. Because they have a sales tax, a birth tax, a death tax, utilities tax, an excise tax, a payroll tax. How about this? How about this? Has anyone ever thought, how about we do this? Whether you're making $10,000 a year or infinity amounts of dollars a year, how about everyone across society pays a 15% tax that goes to everything? Goes to education, goes to medicine, goes to roads and bridges, so the billionaires, the multi-billionaires pay 15%. It's a lot of money. And the person making, $10,000 a year pays a 15% tax. That's less than they're paying now. Has anyone ever thought of something like that? Does it work? How could it not work? Why would it work? To me, it makes sense. And it solves so many other problems. It's like, if you want to be poor, be poor. If you want to be a billionaire, be a multi-billionaire. Everyone pays the same rate. I think it's great. It just, to me. Ben Culture says straight up, the roads in socialist countries are trash. I imagine it's probably just like all potholes and just like burnt and like tree roots coming through. Like, these are just our peasant slaves, so we will not fix this road. Well, Bandit, I can't starve when the government kills you for thinking the wrong way. I was trying to be like a nice JB. You're talking like the real me right there. I was trying to bridge the gap. It's like 15% tax. Everyone. Multi-billionaires making $8 an hour. 15% tax across the board. How does that not work? I don't understand why there is a taxing system where it's like there are different tiers and different tiers. To me, it doesn't make sense because taxes are inherently what we are all willing to pay in order for those who are not producers in the private sector to essentially construct a society for us to live in. Running water, toilets, electricity, flat roads, etc. To me, it's like a very, very basic principle. And I think it could be taken care of with a flat tax, regardless of what anyone makes. And then get rid of all the other fucking taxes and fees. Can you imagine the happy dance that people would be doing? If they woke up tomorrow and said, your paycheck is adjusted for whatever was being taken out. This for that, this for that, this for that, this for that. We're going to take 15%. You keep the rest. That's 85% of your paycheck. For someone making minimum wage or for someone making $22 billion a year. I think I should run for president. Let's ask the chat, shall we? Oh boy, we got some trolling happening. Yeah. Well, this is good. My show is not an echo chamber. I have three kind of opinions that can all bounce off of each other and myself as well. And by the way, I'm sure everyone is so sad about this fact, but the chatter poop poop is banned. I did that quick because give me a break. Indiana Jones banned. So true. Bloomberg wants to euthanize elders with cancer. I've heard that, but I haven't verified it. That's a big one. I'm going to look into that. Indiana Jones, Bloomberg, elderly cancer euthanize. I'll be looking into that. Killing babies is horrible, yet demonoids love it because they make more money. Yeah, that's true. Ben Cult 45. Yes, JB, and that's the opposite of socialism. I just think it works. Indiana Jones says, which ones be? I don't know what you mean. I deleted someone named Poop Poop. That's all I know. They were not long for this chat world. Magic Mirror Mystery School Live. There's a reason Trump doesn't want you in his lodge. Because he thinks you're shite. Magic Mirror Mystery School Live says, wake up. Magic Mirror Mystery School Live says, I respect you. I respect you too. I'm as awake as where I believe to the degree and depth of my research that I've achieved and also the social ridicule. I'm not saying you're socially ridiculing me. I'm saying in other avenues of life and even my professional career. Becoming a research to the level that I've felt necessary to dig down to and haven't stopped is taxing at certain points, literally and figuratively. I don't think the President of the United States is the Messiah. I don't worship Donald Trump. I've done many videos where I've said, I love this president. I love this president. I love what he represents, which is both sides of the establishment came against him in the election. And he beat them both somehow. I don't know if it's higher power. I don't know how it happened. Because I went into that night, I went to bed. I knew we were going to lose the election. And I'm not a Republican. And I'm not a Democrat. Both parties are controlled by the international banks and the Satanists / disembodied spirits that inhabit these nights in, remember that Moody Blues song? Nights in white satin. You know, well, those fuckers are real. They're called the Illuminati, and they walk around all creepy like that, sacrifice kids all day. It's like their favorite thing to do to their god Baal, Lucifer. I don't like it. And those people hate the president, so therefore I like the president. It's almost innocence by reverse association, but it's much more delicate than simply the enemy of the enemy is my friend. You know what I mean? He actually is doing a lot of good things and a lot of conservative things. So I support the president. And when he fucks up, I call him out. Oh, I'm sure that Magic Mirror Mystery School Live says you don't get anywhere in politics or big business unless you have Masonic at least connections. I've had some folks, and I cannot confirm this, that's why I don't say it on my show, but as a rumor, I will say that I've heard that Donald Trump is a Scottish Rite high-level Freemason. I've never said that because I cannot independently confirm it through a second source. But a very, very popular show has said that since before he was even elected. So, you know. Sanders, I'd be surprised if he was a Mason. I don't know. I feel bad for Bernie Sanders. To me, he's kind of like, he's just this Muppet. Like, oh, like I'm Bernie Sanders. Like, I mean, he's doing well in the polls, for fuck's sake, you know? We all have to give credit where credit is due. So, looks like my show's done. Can't do a show for no comments. So, with all that being said, those are just my thoughts. I'm out of here. And we'll see you on the next, next time I'm around, which is typically after work and before I have to go to bed. Have a good one. We'll see you guys on the other side. Keep America great. Peace and love to all.